Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and on this episode we'll be learning how to draft a basic skirt block or a basic skirt pattern. So what is a basic skirt block? A basic skirt block is the foundation of which any skirt pattern of your choice can be created or be made. If you want to make an asymmetric tulip skirt and the rest of that, you have to go through a basic skirt block. So the materials we'll be using to draft our basic scale block, we have our cut ruler for hip definition, then we have our long ruler, our tape, and a pen for visibility. So guys, before we dive into why we're here, if you're not following my YouTube channel, please do subscribe, like, and turn on your notification button so you get notified when I post a new video. So first things first, the first thing we're going to be doing is to create um a borderline, and we're going to be creating a borderline of 1 inch. So at the top I'm going to be marking 1 inch from this beginning point to the end point. So I'll connect with my ruler. So I'm going to do the same thing for my left. So I'll go ahead and connect with my ruler. So I'm done creating my borderline. As you can see, this is what my borderline looks like. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to get our waist to hip measurement, and our waist to hip measurement is 10 inches. So this borderline at the top automatically becomes our waist line. So we're going to be measuring from the top. 10 inches, and I'm going to be doing that to the other side. And once I'm done doing that, I'll go ahead and connect. So this line becomes my hip line. Then the next thing we're going to be getting is our waist to knee measurement. So guys, even if you're making a mini skirt or you're making a short skirt, you will have to draft your pattern to the knee, because you have to do your knee shaping. So my waist to knee is 24 inches. So I'm going ahead to label my waistline, my hip line, and my knee line. So that's what I'm doing right here. So we'll be drafting our back skirt pattern on this side, while we'll be drafting the front skirt pattern on this side. So first things first, we're going to be slanting our center back, which is our back. So we're going to be removing 1/2 inch. Reason because from our waistline to our bum, it's not straight, it's a slanted figure. So I'm going ahead to mark 1/2 inch. And I'll be using my ruler to connect to my hip line. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to get our waist measurement, our round waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for that, if you want that. But if you don't want that, you would just do waist divided by 4. So whatever you got after dividing your waist by 4 plus 1 inch, you're not going to be marking from this line. You're going to be measuring from this line outwards. So you're going to be measuring from this line. So you go ahead and mark what you got after your division. And I will do the same for my front skirt waist. I'm going to be imputing what I have gotten, which is 10 inches. So on my hip line, I'm going to be dividing my hip divided by 4. So I'm going ahead to mark what I've gotten, and I'm also going to place my tape to also mark for my front skirt. So on my knee line, I'm going to be imputing the exact number that I have measured on my hip line. So I'm going to bring it down to my hip line and mark. So after we've projected our measurements divided by 4, the next thing we're going to be doing is to connect. So firstly, we'll be connecting with our curved ruler to the hip, like this. You can use this. Then we're going to be doing the same for this side. Then we're going to be connecting from here, from our hip to the knee with a ruler. And same for the other side. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to do our niche shaping. So niche shaping gives you a fit, a particular kind of fit on your knee. So if you're going for a straight skirt is not so fitted, is not so tight. If you're going for a straight skirt, you can do 3 inches for niche shaping, but for pencil skirt, you can do 5 inches. You can do up to 5 inches for a pencil skirt, but I'm not doing so much for my pencil skirt, so I'll be going for 4 inches. So I'm going to be taking 1 inch on our center back. So before I do that, so I'm going to label. So this is our center back, CB, and this is our side back, SB, and this is our side front. Then here is our center front. So this is going to enable us to understand better. So I'm going to be taking 1 inch at the knee part at my center back. Then I'm going to be taking 1.5 each. So making it a total of 4 inches. So if you're doing up to 5 inches, this 1 inch at the back is a constant. So you don't take more than 1 inch, you don't take lesser than 1 inch. So I'm taking 1.5 here and 1.5 here. So I'm going to be connecting this back to the hip line. And I will do same for here as well. Then I'll do same for my front skirt. So once I'm done doing this, I'm going to use my curve to blend this place so it doesn't look so sharp. So the next thing for us to do right now is to get our darts. So for our darts, you can do your bust circumference divided by 8, but I'm using my bust point, my nipple to nipple divided by 2, and my nipple to nipple is 8. So I'm going to be using 4. That's nipple to nipple, 8 divided by 2, giving me 4. So for my center bag, I'm going to be measuring 4 from here. I'm going to be measuring 4 from here. Then, so as to get a straight line, because I took out half an inch here, so on this down part, I'm going to be measuring 4.5. So I'll connect with a straight ruler. And from my hip measurement, I'll go up by 2 inches. So on my dart line, I'm going to be sharing the 1 inch dart measurements that I added. So I'm going to be sharing 1 inch, which is 0.5, half an inch on both sides. Then I'll go ahead to connect. So I'm going to do the same thing for my front pattern. Project 4 inches here and 4 inches. And I go up from my hip by 2 inches, and I project my that 0.5 on both sides, and I connect. So the final thing to do is to go up on our side back by half inch, and I connect it back. Oh my god. So I'm going to do same for here. And at my center front, I'm going to be on my waistline, I'm going to be coming down by half an inch. So this is to give room for your belly. If your client's belly is big, you can do 0.75 to 1 inch. So I'm going to be connecting this, my half an inch on the side to the center front. So this is what your pattern is going to be looking like. So this is for our basket, and this is for our front skirt. So the final thing to do, like I said, if you even if you're making a short skirt that is not going to be up to your knee, it is important to do your pattern to your knee so that you can do your knee shaping. So I'm now going to determine my desired skirt length, which is 21 inches. So so this is the final look of my skirt. So I'm going to go ahead and cut, but before I do that, I'm going to be adding allowance of 1 inch at my center back, allowance of 1 inch for my side bag. For some people, you can do 1.5, depends on your preference. So I do 1 inch for my side, 1 inch for my side, then half inch for my top, for my waist, at my waist measurement, because I'll be using lining. I'm going to be using lining, then half inch for my hemline because I'm using lining. So I'm going to go ahead and cut, then use this pattern to cut on my fabric. On our next episode, I'll be teaching us how to derive a skirt band your using your skirt basic skirt block. But for this one, we are not making any band. We're going to just be making a skirt with a lining.